Okay, so Scary is a grade 4 rock school drum kit song. The crotchet is set at 128 beats per minute. The genre is grime, which infuses or brings together a bit of funk, a bit of electro, and a bit of drum and bass, I would say. Look at the work of Stormzy, a British fellow. And watch out for the sticks that are attached to a little circle. They're called crotchets. The tails are quavers, so it's bass, bass, snare, rest. That's a rest for a quarter note, and then bass, bass, snare, bass, 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 snare, bass, bass, snare, bass, 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 snare, bass, 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 snare, bass, bass, rest for a minute, which is the equivalent of 2 crotchets. And then you got one end on the hat. I'm pretty sure I did this right. One end, rest any end, 40 ender. One end, rest any 3, 40 ender. One end, do anything, 40 ender. So just close together for the 3 strokes here with the snezzer hat, and then you got just all on the hats in 8th notes, but it's spread out, so it's kind of like a you got the snare on the 3 and the basses are just interspersed in between. Then you've got an open out here for a whole crotchet hold, and then so this is probably 1 and 2 and 3 and open for a whole crotchet, close, and same groove reoccurs. Follow the vertical rule, so hat snare, hat bass, hat snare, all quavered, so they're together all along here. I do this with a snare, right, left, bass, so right, left, that. But it's up to you. You can do that one-handed if you want, or left. There's no absolute way to do anything, or at least I don't teach that way. Some people do. Hat, bass, snare, right, left, and then more of the same. And then this little bar here, I do a right flam here, right, left, flam, right, left. I just do a single stroke, but there are a few ways you can approach that too. As long as it's smooth and seamless, that's the most important thing. And then you've got this nice little groove on D, which is crash, hat, bass, hat, snare, hats on the ands, and sometimes with the bass, sometimes all by itself. Hat, bass, hat, snare, hat, bass. And because I lead with my left hand, I'm a natural left lead player, I'm skipping over here and I'm leading with my left to kind of develop it. But strictly speaking, just keep it with your right. But you can develop your left like me as well. A lot of my drummers do, because they see me drumming with my left. So carry on like that and develop it nicely. Then you got these 1, 2, and then you just continue this sort of groove with a few open hats. Just embellish it a bit. Maybe a few rolls on the hats, a few open hats, and a few things happening. That'd be good. So that's 1, 2, and then another 2 bars of more of the same. Then you calm down with section E, and you're just on that crash bass with all on hats except for this snare here, and then open for a whole crotchet just like this. Then you got bass, bass. It's the same groove. Bass, snare, Annie, 40, Anna. I'm single stroking these. Bass, snare, da. 3, E4, and then you got bass, and then you got snare on the 3rd hat stroke, and then left, right, bass, snare. So you just got to rest with the hats, and then bass, rest, no bass there, bass, hat, and then you could do a fill here, whatever you like. I did a few little double strokes and bits and pieces. Then you're on the right cymbal, nice and solid. Develop it for another. If this is 1 time for the 2 bars, you're doing another 2 times of this sort of groove. You can add a few extra bass drums, a few more crashes here and there. It's up to you, as long as it's in the style. And then you got this bar, which is say half of this, and then you got 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a nice and solid, a bit mechanical because of the style of music. And then this, all of this is the same as section B, except for your outro bar, which is hat, bass, hat, hat, 3 E, F4, and D crash bass, snare, snare, 1 1 or high tom, and then floor, floor, crash bass, rest for a minute, and this is how it sounds. I got a student coming.
Scary. 1, 2, 3, 4.